Hello guys, welcome for at Simplify. And let's embark on this transformative journey of achieving massive success with unwavering zeal, determination, and focus. Yeah, come to statistics. Let's dive in to question number 2. So they're telling us that the following are published weights in pounds. All the team members of Life is Good Without Retakes Football Club in 2024. Yeah, and that data is given. First of all, note the type of data, it's ungrouped because it's not in interval form. Yeah, and then the other thing we need to keep keen about is the fact that this data has no frequencies. That's very imperative. And finally, let's dive into the questions. They're telling us organize the data from the smallest value to the largest. If you're in an exam, I would advise that you use a sharp pencil, then you cancel out. The one you finish, you cancel out. Now, like the smallest is 174. What 174? Cancel it out. Go to the next one. 177. Cancel it out. Like that until you finish. I'll read for you the numbers in the way I have them in order. You follow along. 174, 177. I hope we are following. 174. We are starting again. 174, 177, 178, 188, 185, 4 times, 188, 190, 200, 205, 2 times, 206, 2010, 2 times, no, 2010, 3 times, 212, 2 times, 215, 2 times, 220, 223, 228, 230, 232, 241, 2 times, 242, 245, 247, 252 times, 259, 262 times, 265 2 times, 270, 272, 273, 275, 276, 278, 282 times, 285 2 times, 286, 292 times, 295, and lastly is 302, our biggest here. Yes. Now we've finished organizing it, and this total there are 53. Yeah. Then we are being told to find the mean, find the median. Yeah, remember what we said for ungrouped data, median equals to n plus 1. That 1 accommodates for the fact that we're not in intervals starting from 0. So n plus 1 out of 2. And we have 54 out of 2, and we get 241 as the mean, as the median, sorry. 241. Why is this data important? It is going to aid us to constructing a box plot. Then the first quartile, I think now you know where these questions are all directing us into the box plot. The first quartile, as we said, it will be 1 out of 4 into n plus 1. Why plus 1? Because the data is ungrouped. Yeah, so we are catering for the error from counting 0 to 1, and we get the 13.5. So 13.5. That means this is the position where we have to get that number. So you can add the number which is in the 13th position and 14th position. Why? Because our total n is, so we can add the number which is in 13th position and 14th position, divide by 2, and that will be 205 plus 206, 205 plus 206, divide by 2, and we get 206. Or the 14th position will still be 206. Is our mean. Then we come to our third quartile. Yeah, like our third quartile, the way we said it is Q3, and it is equal to 3 over 4, 3 over 4 multiplied with n plus 1. Believe we are now all baptized into the fact of knowing why. We add 1, and we will get 40.5, 40.5, where our n is 1, which our n is 53, plus 1, 54 out of 4, we get 40.5. So this is the 40th or 40, one value, which is 272. 272. And we are being told to construct a box plot. Yeah, those who didn't pick at the first one, I think it's high time you picked from here. We said to construct a box plot, we need the minimum number. We need also the maximum from the given data. We need the Q1 and Q2, Q1 and Q3. We need the median. And in a situation like here that I was talking about, where they don't ask them need the mean, you omit it out. Yeah, here now we are well to go. So from our given data, we come to conclude that our highest figure is 302. 302. We'll as well note that our mean is 174. We've established our Q1 to be 206. We calculated our Q3 as 272. We found out that our median is 241. And guess what? We have all the prerequisites of drawing box plot. Yeah, so probably using your ruler and pens or pencils, probably I think it should be a pen. Yeah, unless I emphasize that forgive me once pencil, then we can cope up that. How do we now draw this given the fact that the numbers are big? I would advise that you get your calc, get the highest value minus the lowest value, divide by the amount of space you're going to use. What am I talking about? You get 302 minus 206. 206. Then divide by the amount of space you want to use, like 10 boxes. Remember that graph. 302 minus 174 divided by 10. You get something like 12.8. Yeah, 10 or 8. And when you divide by 8, you get 16. So I decided to choose 16. I thought it would be very convenient for me and it would allow me to do something very good. So I went to the list minimum number, which is 174, subtracted 16, and the first one will be 158. How am I achieving 158? I'm going to the minimum number minus the interval I want to use. So 178 plus 16 plus 16, and decide the space to have your work look neat. Then when you add 16, then plus 16, 52, 222, then plus 16, you get the value here, and then plus another 16, 254, 254, then plus 16, then plus 16 plus 16 up to the last one, and the last one is 302. So our list minimum is 174. And our max is 302. Then we find our Q1 and Q2. I mean Q1 and Q3. Q3 is 272. She is lying around here. Because here we have 270. Now 272 we just do somewhere. And then our Q1 is 206. 206 is just about here. And what did we talk about? What did we not? What do we need to know? That the rectangle inside takes exactly 50%, and then the 25 and 25 is shared. Okay, and here our mean is always actually done, and it is 241. 241. So then you can indicate that mean is 241. You can indicate here that this is our Q1 and this is our Q3, and by that you have indicated the values here. You have completed your box plot. The next question says the middle 50% of the weights are from. We said the middle 50%. We said since this occupies the 50%, so the middle 50% is from Q1 to Q3, and it is something we've already found out. So it is from 206 to what? To 272. Then they are saying G, if our population were all professional football players, would the above data be a sample of weights or population of weights, and why? We see that the above data is a sample weight, since it is only for professional football players. That is, just represents a sect or part of the football team. Then H, if the population were the life is good without a text football club, would the above data be a sample of weights or a population of weights, and why? You see that if that was the data for life is good without a text football club, then it would be a population because it includes all members. Actually, the population was for life is good without a text football club. We are being tasked to find out the mean, standard deviation, and the rest which follows here. So this brings us to a point I was trying to emphasize, that mean equals to what? Mean equals to summation of x out of n Now it's not fxy because we don't have f, we don't have frequency, and there is no need for you to group the data then create the frequency. However, when I tried to do so, I found out that roughly I got the same answer, but it is good we go with the formula. So you can indicate it like this. You can decide to put it on the calculator, but you in the exam you can inquire or also try to find out. You don't necessarily need to write again all those figures. You write 174, you write the first two, then 177, then 177, then plus 3 dots, then plus the last one, 302, out of n, which is, what is our n? Our n is 53. Yeah, 53 in total. And the exact answer should get, and I've got is 2, 36, 36.34. Yeah. Then we come to finding the standard deviation. We said the formula for standard deviation with the frequencies differs from the formula for standard deviation without frequencies, especially when you're distinguishing between group chart and group data. And in this case, standard deviation equals to summation of x minus our mean, which we, in the first example we called mean bar, squared out of n. I think you know it differs from the one for frequencies, because for frequencies we would have here times f. Yeah, that is very important. So like we've said in exam, you don't need to indicate all of them, but let's inquire from the lecturer. We can indicate the first three and use the dots to represent, but we calculate it manually. It should be 174 represents our x values. All these are x values minus the mean we got, which is 236.34. All of it squared, then plus dash dash dash, then the last one, you can indicate the second one, and then the last one, which is 302 minus 36.34. All of it is what? Squared. Then out of 53, the square root is inside. Out of 53, and we get our standard deviation as 27.50. Then we are being told the weight that is 2 standard deviations below the mean. What is our mean? Mean is this. So weight that is 2 standard deviation means minus 2 standard deviation. Yeah. So that is our formula. That means we have our mean, which is 236, I think at this point it is very critical that we comprehend what the question requires. Minus 2 into 37.50, 37.50. This question says the weight that is 2 standard deviations below the mean. 2 standard deviations below the mean. That means we have our mean, but which weight is below it is when we get the mean minus 2 standard deviations below the mean. And our answer will definitely land us to 161, 161.34. So, and finally, we are being told when in Nyugunya quarterback played football, he weighed 205 pounds. How many standard deviations below or above the mean was he? So this Nyugunya, who is quarterback, weighs 205. That means his x value is 205. So we want to establish how many standard deviations below or above the mean he is, or he was. That means we find the z component. It brings back to A level, where we have x minus our mu. This is the formula out of what? Out of standard deviation. That means we have 205 minus 236.4 236.4 divided by standard deviation, which will go to 37.50, and our answer becomes a negative. Our z becomes negative 0.84. So what conclusion do we draw from something which is a negative? We realize that Nyugunya weight is 0.4 deviations below. Why are we saying below? Because it's a negative. So conclusion should be Nyugunya's weight is 0.84 deviations below the mean. Yeah. And thank you for following up to this far. Let's meet again. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment in the comment section. And like Cafero, this is Patricia or Raymond, and I've completed to the very last end. All the best and have a nice day. Wait for the next one. 3.